Hello and welcome to the video. I recently took a trip across the US, starting in Utah and drove all the way across to New Jersey, stopped at 7 state capitals along the way, as well as some other places. It was a really interesting trip, and then once I got to New Jersey, my son and I hit a lot of the state capitals in the Northeast, as well as some other interesting sites. So I hope you enjoy this video. This is the Utah State Capitol in Salt Lake City, Utah. The Utah flag with the beehive on it. And here's some more beehives. Beehive there. The beehive there. Pretty flowers.
6.5 hours later.
I am in Cheyenne, Wyoming. This is the Wyoming State Capitol building. Pretty nice one. That is Tiffany stained glass and the skylight up there. This was built in 1888. It's pretty beautiful, actually. One of the attendants here just gave me a whole history of the building. It's really interesting. It was redone 6 years ago. A lot of it's original. He also told me that this spindle was purposely put in upside down because nothing is perfect except for God.
Day 2.
I am in Topeka, Kansas. This is the Kansas State Capitol building. It's a pretty nice one too. A lot of people out here protesting the military parade. Today's June 14th, 2025. This is Topeka, Kansas. Very red state.
1 hour later.
I'm now in Kansas City, Missouri. My Airbnb hostess recommended this place. I got the brisket plate. It's delicious. And so is that beer. The place was packed, and for a reason, because the food is awesome and the beer is awesome. Definitely recommend it. Q39 in Kansas City.
Day 3.
Good morning. Taking a tour of Kansas City this morning. Ought to be interesting. We're going on this trolley right now in front of Union Station. This is the inside of Union Station. Really nice building.
But I'm going to point out the ones we go by. This one over here to the left is our Henry Block fountain. Henry Block was... This is our Kaufman Center of Performing Arts. This is 2 theaters, one seats 1,800, one seats 1,600. All right, if you look to your left, isn't that unique? They give tours of the inside of that. That account's done many wonderful things for Kansas City over the years. We'll continue to do so for years to come. Now the building.
Here's the Kansas City skyline, Union Station there in the front. This is obviously the World War I museum. You can climb to the top of that tower, so I'm going to see how much that is to do. I'm at the top of the tower. Not bad getting up here. There's an elevator, and then only 45 steps from the elevator to get up here. This is looking north. This is looking east. Not as exciting, so I won't dwell on it. This is looking south. This is all part of the whole World War I memorial right here. By the way, it was only $6 to get up here on the elevator. If you want to do the whole museum and the tower, it's $20. And this is looking west. So that is Kansas over there. That is not Missouri. I'm in Missouri. That's Kansas. This used to be the old TWA building, Trans World Airlines, which is owned by Howard Hughes. Howard Hughes actually had this rocket put up here because he said we were going to be traveling to the moon by rockets by 1986. Guess he might have been wrong about that. Taking the tram back to Union Station. It's free. This place is famous and it's been around for a long time, so let's see if it's any good. It's supposed to have great barbecue. This place is packed. A lot of famous people have eaten there. Harrison Ford, Sally Field, Benny Glover, Barack Obama. Got a pulled pork with coleslaw on it and onion rings. This sandwich is actually called 18th and Vine. The place was really good. Really enjoyed the food. Wasn't the best barbecue I ever had, but was really good. Plus it's an iconic place, so you kind of have to go there if you're in Kansas City. The place gets packed though, so go early. I waited like half an hour to get my food, but it was worth it.
The next day.
I am in Jefferson City, Missouri. This is the Missouri State Capitol building. It's a big one. It's about the size of the U.S. Capitol building. There's a big statue of Thomas Jefferson in the front here. And this building was built in 1917. Oh, that's a pretty impressive ceiling. It's a really nice state capitol. They had a lot of displays in here. It's like a museum. It's got a whole bunch of history about the state. Really pretty awesome. And the state capitol here in Jefferson City overlooks the Missouri River. Very nice. That's the flag of Missouri on the bottom.
3 hours later.
Statue of Martin Luther King, right across from the Capitol.
3 hours later.
Centerpoint Brewing Company, having the red ale. This comedy show going on. This red ale is really good. It's supposed to be a good food hall, a lot of different foods. Let's give it a shot. I got a beer from there, which is really good. And I'm gonna eat here, which will hopefully be good. I got me the spicy noodles. Yummy. This doesn't really taste that Asian, but it's still really good. Spicy, it's really yummy. Enjoying it a lot.
The next day.
I am in Indianapolis, Indiana. This is the Indiana State Capitol. As you can see, this is all under construction. It's not one of my favorites either way because it's right in the middle of the city, so it's hard to get to with all the traffic and the parking, etc. Indiana state flag. Statue of George Washington. And that is Lucas Oil Stadium right next to the Capitol. That's where the Colts play football. It's a nice old elevator. All this wood panel. Really nice. The Indiana State Capitol was okay. Not as impressive as some of the other ones I've seen, even without the construction. It was pretty nice.
3 hours later.
I'm in Columbus, Ohio, and this is the Ohio State Capitol building. Interesting chandelier. I think it's more impressive inside than outside. It's a cool floor. This is the Ohio Senate chamber. There's a protest going on about childcare. It's a statue of William McKinley, former president, who was assassinated in front of the Ohio State Capitol. the Ohio State flag. It's kind of a cool one, actually.
2 hours later.
I'm in Cleveland, Ohio, where it's pouring rain, but that is the house from the movie A Christmas Story. How awesome is that? It's the Red Ryder BB gun. And the bowling ball.
Where's the basement that it came up from?
Well, our basement door is coming the delivery guy. And then when the crate's laying down on the ground, 45
It's a major award.
Oh, we can't do video here.
Where Ralphie shot his eye out. That's the fence where Black Bart was. And that's the shed that they climbed on. And that's the Bumpus's house with all the dogs. It's a museum across the street from the house.
Shepherd dog, what if the old man had entered one?
I'm eating at Rolly's Inn, which is right across the street from the Christmas Story house. This is a big side salad called the Reuben Rogi. It's like Reuben on top of pierogies. Corned beef and sauerkraut. Looks really good.
4 to 6 weeks later.
This is the world's tallest Uncle Sam, 38 feet tall. And we're in Danbury, Connecticut. We are in Hartford, Connecticut, and this is the Connecticut State Capitol building. I think it's my favorite one so far. Really awesome. The Connecticut State Capitol was built in 1878. That's the Horace Bushnell Memorial Building, which is a theater. This is the old Connecticut State House before they replaced it with the new Capitol. This was built in 1796. We're in Willimantic, Connecticut. This is the Frog Bridge. Look at these big frog statues. It's a very patriotic fire hydrant in front of the Frog Bridge. Frog Bridge goes over the Willimantic River. Beautiful church here in Willimantic, St. Mary's Church. And this is the Shaboo stage. Another beautiful church here. This is St. Joseph's. So we got St. Joseph there and St. Mary over there with Shaboo stage in the middle.
2 hours later.
We're in Providence, Rhode Island. This is the Rhode Island State Capitol building. Very nice one. This is the Rhode Island Senate chamber. And this is the Assembly chamber, or the House chamber. I'm not sure what they call it in Rhode Island. This is the state reception room. It looks really awesome, except for that portable table and chairs.
1 hour later.
We are in Boston, Massachusetts, and there is the Massachusetts State House. This is called the Grand Staircase, for good reason. This is the Hall of Flags. Got every township of Massachusetts in their flag. This is the Massachusetts House of Representatives chamber. Beautiful. That is one cool church. This is the Old South Church. Whee! This is Faneuil Hall, and this is the statue of Samuel Adams. We're about to take a Boston history and pub crawl tour. This ought to be really fun. First stop is the White Bull Tavern. Second place, the beer at the first place was really good. This is our third stop, The Point. The other place had this red ale that Sam Adams only makes on the Freedom Trail. It was so good. This is a Fiddlehead IPA, and that's a Sam Adams regular lager. Cheers. It's good. Very hoppy. Bell in Hand Tavern. This is the longest continuously operating pub in America from 1795. And we're going inside. This is Bell in Hand Ale. It's brewed by Sam Adams and is only available at this particular bar. And it's really good. I'll have to go back here. This is the old State House, and this right here is the site of the Boston Massacre. That's the Old North Church, one if by land, two if by sea. My son says this is the oldest building in Boston, and now it's a Chipotle. What a cool looking church. Look at this diner. It's incredible. I can't wait to eat here.
The next day.
We're in Derry, New Hampshire. This place is supposed to have some cool statues and stuff. This place is kitschy. Got a lot of cool stuff. Predator. You could have this gigantic Elvis head for $10,000. It's gotta be like 12 feet tall.
An hour later!
We are in Concord, New Hampshire. This is the New Hampshire State House. This is the New Hampshire House Chamber. This is the Senate Chamber. Pretty small. They finished construction on the New Hampshire State House in 1819. Also, this is a statue of Krista McAuliffe, who was the teacher who was killed in the space shuttle disaster in 1986.
2 hours later.
We're at the birthplace of Joseph Smith, who's the founder of the Mormon religion. It's in the middle of nowhere in Vermont. There's a big monument to Joseph Smith here. This was erected in 1905 to celebrate his 100th birthday. This is where he was actually born, in this little house right here. Nothing left but the outline of it. We are in Randall, Vermont, and these random whale tails are sticking up out of the ground. It's actually called Whale Dance by an artist called Paul Brune. Pretty cool. Got a great view behind it too. We are in Montpelier, Vermont. This is the Vermont State Capitol building. Very pretty.
Functions are still in place, such as
And this is the governor's office. Very plush. This is Representatives Hall, where the House of Representatives meets. This is the Senate chamber. This is the smallest one I've seen of all the states so far.
Moments later.
We are in Richmond, Vermont. This is the Round Church of Richmond. It's got no corners for the devil to hide, apparently. That's why they built it like this. My son said it looks like a giant gazebo. I think he's right. Thank you. It's really round in here.
More moments later.
This is Burlington, Vermont. And that is Lake Champlain. Well, that's an interesting statue. This is a statue of Chief Greylock. Obviously, we're at Switchback Brewing Company in Burlington, Vermont. Jason got a burger. I got pulled pork. They got a sandwich and a pint for $12 on Wednesday. It's a pretty good deal.
The next morning.
This is the Von Trapp family lodge in Stowe, Vermont. From the family from the musical Sound of Music. We're in Stowe, Vermont. That's a pretty cool looking church. Pretty awesome spider web right here. Nice little town here, Stowe, Vermont. Kind of a resort town because they're skiing around here. Just feeding the goats. They're very hungry. We're gonna eat at the Von Trapp Beer Hall. Probably overpriced, but we're gonna go for it anyway. This is bratwurst with turnip slaw, and that is pulled pork with spätzle. That was delicious. And so was that. Beautiful view of Lake Champlain.
The next day.
We're on the border of New York and Vermont. This is the Champlain Memorial and Lighthouse. You can climb up it, so that's what we're gonna do. This is quite breathtaking.
Two hours later.
This is the New York State Capitol building, and this is the Empire State Plaza. This is the Great Western Staircase. My son said it looks like Hogwarts, which I agree it does. Pretty impressive chandeliers and columns. This Capitol has one of the better interiors, I would say. This is the entrance of the Senate chamber. Unfortunately, we can't get in there right now, but this is pretty classy. It's a big Capitol building. This is the Assembly Chamber. This is called the Egg. They have concerts in there. I think it looks more like a clam than an egg. And that tallest building back there is the tallest building in Albany. That's the Erastus Corning Tower. Got a big one. Not sure what this big hole is. But this is a pretty good view from here. Highway, and then this is cool church over here. This is a really nice church. Reminds me of the European cathedrals.
One hour later.
We are in High Falls, New York, and this is called Gnome Mountain. Although I think mountain's kind of a misnomer, but there's a bunch of gnomes up here. They look like gummy gnomes. They're about 2 feet tall. We're up here. Gummy gnome. And I guess this is considered art. This picture by an artist who lives in the area.
2 weeks later.
We are in Dover, Delaware. This is Dover Motor Speedway, and this is called Miles the Monster. That's actually a full-size car in his hand. This thing is huge. You can see how huge this thing is. That's my son in front of it, and he's 6'5". We are in Dover, Delaware. This is the Delaware Legislative Hall, or the state capitol building. One of the more underwhelming ones I've seen. This is the Senate Chamber of Delaware. And this is the House Chamber. Also pretty small. But then again, Delaware is a small state.
1 hour later.
We are at Cult Classic Brewery in Kent Island, Maryland, with cool mural on the side of their building. Very sci-fi. I got an amber and Jason got a Kolsch. Both are really good.
A few minutes later.
We are in Annapolis, Maryland, and this is the Maryland State Capitol building. Very nice. It's a statue of Thurgood Marshall, the first black Supreme Court justice. American hero. Wow, that's really nice. Senate chamber, really nice too. The House chamber was nicer. They said this is the largest wooden dome in the US. It was finished in 1794. That's Frederick Douglass. This painting is called Washington Resigning His Commission from when Washington stepped down as the leader of the Continental Army in 1783. This was painted in 1858.
3 hours later.
Can you move it along? I'm all out of time cards.
This is where we're having dinner and a few beers in Richmond, Virginia. I got a brown ale. It's pretty good. Jason got a wheat beer. It tastes weird. I got drunken noodles. We also got some pressed bites with beer cheese sauce, which is really good. Jason got a bacon cheeseburger. The second beer is an Anchor Point Lager. Very good. Better than the first one. Really like it. Jason got a West Coast IPA, which is very hoppy, but also good. But not as good as this.
The next day.
We are in Richmond, Virginia. This is the Virginia State Capitol. Architect was Thomas Jefferson. This is the Washington Equestrian Statue. It's a really cool statue. This is the old City Hall building. It's a really nice building. It looks like a castle. That's Thomas Jefferson, who's actually the architect of this building. Pretty amazing. Another statue of George Washington. This is St. Paul's Episcopal Church, which is across the street from the Capitol.
Later.
We are in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. This is the Pennsylvania State Capitol building. This is the Pine Street Presbyterian Church. Looks like an old European church. There's a couple more cool churches here in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. This is probably one of the biggest Capitol buildings we've seen. This is the Senate chamber. I think the state capitol is the nicest inside of any one we've seen. This is the House chamber. Beautiful. This is the Soldiers and Sailors Memorial Bridge. Two huge pillars here commemorating soldiers, and then there's the Capitol building. We had a great time exploring all the state capitals. A lot of things people don't take the time to see. There's also a lot of other interesting stuff in between. It's a big country, so much to see. A lot of it's off the beaten path. But I'm gonna head to Europe next, and then come back and explore more of the US later on. But now we're off to Europe.